Welcome to week 15, and this is the first micro lecture that I will be delivering on social media. Normally, micro lectures will last for about 10 minutes. Now, depending on if we need to engage or if we need to, kind of include more than one micro lecture in one workshop, we will do that going forward. Just to give you short briefs to get you or help you start the project. Okay, now because the campaign plan that you will be designing for assignment 2, that's mostly going into your on online platforms, so it's going to be a digital campaign. But that doesn't mean that you can't use the traditional media. You can still use it, but primarily this is going to be an online campaign that you're launching. Okay. Now, what are the main elements? I've introduced that in my micro lecture and introduction series. So if you have not listened to it, please go back and have a listen. Here, basically, I'm going to introduce you to different areas like social media. So if you're using social media, then you have to kind of think about its use. Yeah. So it's very important to think through what will be much beneficial for your audience and what are the social media platforms that's going to help you to maximize the reach, but also to make people understand what you're saying. Or if you're planning to engage people in your campaign, again, what kind of social media is best for that? So all of those research needs to be done gradually, of course. The second thing that we are going to look at, and of course, learning from what we have done in term 1, we are going to look into social media, its transformation. So say, for example, you're designing a campaign and you're talking about designing recommender system. Yeah, you don't have to design the recommender system because you can hire people, of course, to do that for you. But at this stage, you might actually propose that you are going to design a recommender system, which is primarily based on artificial intelligence. So think carefully about what are the social media platforms, and depending on the tech that you believe is going to work best for this situation, think about what you can include. Okay, now when we are talking about, of course, social media is more general term, isn't it? But social network sites, we kind of use them very particularly to expand our networks, to build relationship. We kind of try and think about common connections, what we can share, and how we can make people understand. So the specific social networking sites that you think will be beneficial for this campaign, again, you need to have a think through it. Some of the stats that you may find useful before you propose what kind of social networking sites you're going to use. You can see what people have been using in UK, okay? And you will find that in Statista, which gives like lots of stats and facts around people's usages, the social media platforms that are best for different campaigns. So have a look around, and in your notes you can find the link to those, so you can have a browse in your own time. I think particularly at this point, you have to also think about why we use the social media. You know, we are using the social media not only just to share information. We have to make sure that we are not bombarding people with information that they don't need. So we want to use the social media for particular cases. So say, for example, you're using audio channels to reach out to particular people. You're using your video channels to reach out to a section of the audience, okay? Or you're using the photos, or you are tweeting, but maybe not all the social media is appropriate for all the people. So you need to kind of think about how you go about it, and the taxonomy are quite important at this stage. Yeah. So people create these social tags, and you will only create social tags depending on or based on the interest that you have as an individual, but also as according to the preferences that the audiences have as well. Okay. The other thing is why we share info is something that you have to also think about. So are you actually using the social media for this campaign as a learning platform, or you're using to develop some community interest or enhancing your reputation? There are certain research methods that you can build in using social media. Again, if you want to engage with the people, I think possibly you need to understand what people are saying or what's happening in the outside world, which means that you will have to do that background research. But once you have done that background research, you may also sometimes want to do particular surveys with the audience whom you want to reach out to through this campaign. Okay. So we'll come to this section again, as and when required. But what we are trying to do here is how we can utilize the social media. Okay, developing content again. The language, possibly you're going to think about that. You're going to think about the data. You're going to think about a common dictionary or a customized dictionary, categories that you want people to look at. So again, these are all the nitty-gritties that you might have to think about once you have gone to that stage when you are planning your strategy. Okay, how you want to reach out to audiences, but what the communities are thinking about and what you want to publish, what is going to be your direct interaction with the public, and also it's not just a one-way communication, but you're trying to build a dialogue with your people. Yeah. There are new practices, of course, that has emerged, and we have touched upon these in term 1, but these are some of the 8 new practices we will come back time and again. So if you can't remember that, I would say you can go back to and have a look at those. These are some of the engagement platforms that you can use, and here are some of the examples, some of the lockdown examples of PR campaign that was launched. This was a campaign by Zara where the models weren't able to travel, and they were actually sent the dresses to then use their home space and shoot from their own mobile phones, and which worked fab. Then there are some storytelling examples here if you want to look at and see. Of course, we will run through these during our workshop as well. Just to give you an idea of why they are different and what's more important when you are developing your campaign. What are the content-wise, what's more important. And then we will have this individual exercise, and you will get a chance to do your own research as well. Okay, so that's it, guys, for this micro lecture. I will see you again. I'll see you during your workshop, and we'll take it from there. Okay, so thank you very much, guys. Thank you.